Baltimore Ravens didn't just sign Trey Hendrickson or Fieldies in Mesha. They revealed how aggressively they're trying to fix one specific problem: closing games. Because everything about this move and the failed pursuit of Maxx Crosby points to one conclusion: Baltimore believes pressure, not offense, is what's been holding them back. Let's start with the context. The Baltimore Ravens miss on Crosby after a failed physical. Within 24 hours, they pivot and lock in Hendrickson. 4 years, $112 million. That's not a backup plan, that's urgency. At the same time, internally, the vision was clear. They wanted both: Crosby on one edge, Hendrickson on the other, relentless pressure from both sides. That was the blueprint. The obvious narrative: Baltimore upgrades its pass rush. Hendrickson is productive, 61 sacks over 5 seasons, proven finisher, high motor, now paired with an already talented defense. Simple, logical, expected. But that's not the full story, because this isn't just about adding sacks. It's about changing how quarterbacks behave against Baltimore. Let's go deeper. Last season, the Ravens weren't bad defensively. They were inconsistent in critical moments: late downs, late drives, high leverage situations. That's where games flipped. Not because they couldn't defend, but because they couldn't consistently finish. And finishing in the NFL doesn't come from coverage alone. It comes from pressure, fast pressure, unavoidable pressure, the kind that forces decisions before quarterbacks are ready. That's what Crosby would have brought. That's what Hendrickson is expected to bring now. Clipping moment number 1. This isn't about improving the defense. It's about taking decision-making away from the quarterback. Now, layer in the rest of the roster. Roquan Smith in the middle, Kyle Hamilton moving across the formation, Marlon Humphrey on the outside. This is a defense built on versatility, movement, disguise. But disguise only works if the quarterback doesn't have time. If he can sit back, read, and process, even the best schemes break down. So the pass rush becomes the trigger, the piece that activates everything else. That's where Hendrickson fits. He's not just productive. He's decisive, quick get off, direct path to the quarterback. He forces early movement, and early movement leads to mistakes. Now here's the hidden factor. This move isn't just about defense. It's about Lamar Jackson, because Baltimore already knows what it has offensively: an MVP-level quarterback, explosive potential, a system capable of scoring. The issue hasn't been scoring. It's been control, holding leads, closing games, not giving opponents extra possessions. So instead of adding more offense, they're investing in ending drives faster. Clipping moment number 2. The Ravens aren't trying to score more. They're trying to play less defense. Now let's identify the turning point. It's not the signing itself. It's third down, because that's where Hendrickson changes everything. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Those moments define games. If you get off the field, you control tempo. If you don't, momentum shifts. Last season, that's where Baltimore struggled. Not consistently, but enough to matter. So Hendrickson isn't just another edge rusher. He's a situational weapon, a closer, the guy you rely on when the game tightens. And that's the role Crosby was supposed to amplify. 2 closers, 2 edges collapsing the pocket, no escape. That was the vision. Clipping moment number 3. 1 elite pass rusher creates pressure, 2 eliminate options. Now zoom out. What if Hendrickson performs at the level Baltimore expects? The defense stabilizes. Late game situations become manageable. The team becomes more consistent in high pressure moments. And suddenly, that 8-9 record looks misleading. But if he doesn't, if the pass rush remains inconsistent, then the same issues resurface: extended drives, late game fatigue, missed opportunities to close. Because in the AFC, margins are thin, quarterbacks are elite, and games are decided in moments, not quarters. In the end, this move tells you everything about how the Ravens see themselves. They're not rebuilding, they're not retooling, they're refining, fixing a specific weakness with a targeted solution. They wanted Maxx Crosby, they got Trey Hendrickson, different players, same purpose. Because for Baltimore, the goal isn't just to compete, it's to control games when it matters most. And they believe one thing above all else will get them there: pressure that quarterbacks can't escape. This was supposed to be unfair. 2 elite pass rushers, 1 defense, and a nightmare for every quarterback in the league. Because for a brief moment, the Baltimore Ravens thought they had it. Maxx Crosby on one side, Trey Hendrickson on the other. a pairing so violent it wouldn't just pressure offenses, it would break them. And here's the twist. The players believed it too. I was looking forward to rushing with him. That wasn't a rumor. That was real expectation, real excitement from Hendrickson himself. Because think about what that would have been. Two relentless edge rushers, two players who don't just get sacks, they dictate entire game plans, force quick throws, collapse pockets, turn offensive coordinators conservative. That's not a defense. That's control. But then it vanished. The Crosby deal fell apart, a failed physical, a sudden reversal, and just like that, the vision was gone. Or at least half of it. Because while Baltimore didn't get both, they didn't walk away empty. Not even close. Less than 24 hours later, Hendrickson signs. 4 years, $112 million, and suddenly the story shifts because this wasn't plan B. This was survival. The Ravens knew what they were building. They just had to pivot, fast. That's the turning point. Because instead of creating the most feared duo in football, they created something different. A defense with layers. Hendrickson off the edge. Roquan Smith controlling the middle, like Kyle Hamilton flying across the field, Marlon Humphrey locking down the outside. This isn't overwhelming in one spot, it's dangerous everywhere. And that might be just as effective. Because while the headlines focused on what didn't happen, Baltimore quietly built something that still fits their identity. Physical, relentless, deep, and paired with an offense led by Lamar Jackson and powered by Derrick Henry. This team isn't thinking about what if. They're thinking about right now, about finishing, about turning an 8-9 disappointment into something real. That's the impact. Because Hendrickson didn't come here to imagine what could have been. He came here for one thing, a ring. And even without Crosby, that goal didn't change. If anything, it got clearer. Because now there's no fantasy to chase, no hypothetical duo, just one reality. Baltimore still believes it has everything it needs. And that belief, that's what makes them dangerous. This was supposed to be unfair. 2 elite pass rushers, 1 defense, and a nightmare for every quarterback in the league. Because for a brief moment, the Baltimore Ravens thought they had it. Maxx Crosby on one side, Trey Hendrickson on the other. A pairing so violent it wouldn't just pressure offenses, it would break them. And here's the twist. The players believed it too. I was looking forward to rushing with him. That wasn't a rumor. That was real expectation, real excitement from Hendrickson himself. Because think about what that would have been. 2 relentless edge rushers, 2 players who don't just get sacks, they dictate entire game plans, force quick throws, collapse pockets, turn offensive coordinators conservative. That's not a defense. That's control. But then it vanished. The Crosby deal fell apart, a failed physical, a sudden reversal.